All right, so we've completed the layout for the Sketchpad project. And what I'm going to go through now is kind of the finishing export steps that I'll have you work with. This is kind of critical to do for delivery of files because from this, we're then going to source our exported project as a template to begin building the duotone version. So what I'm going to do is go through the exporting process first. So with your file ready, this is pretty simple but critical stuff. We're going to run a file package. What that's going to do is that's going to bring up InDesign's utility that gathers all assets of your projects and combines them for delivery to a third-party entity, like a printer, perhaps someone else you might be working with. It doesn't just have to be for print purposes. It gathers all associated files. So what we want to look in here is right away check to make sure that we have no links or images missing. If we do, we're going to need to go back to our links panel and relink that content. That's something that we'll talk about more in class, but basically I'm going to look at this. This looks good. 2 links are found, 0 modified, 0 missing, 0 inaccessible. The only thing that it says is 2 of these use RGB color space. We eventually want to get these colors over to CMYK. I'm going to use another tool in PDF export to do that. So what I'd like to do is check that that's set. If you take a look, it's going to include other information like all your fonts will be gathered for delivery, all your linked images, etc. Will be gathered for delivery. So what I'm going to do is hit package, and it's going to ask me to save first, so I'll do that. If I wanted to, I could put a set of instructions in with this. I'm not going to require any instructions for the project. And what I'm going to do is put this, I'd like you to put this with your project. So it's real important that you organize your content as you work. So I'm going to go in with my courses to my 141. I have a demos folder, and within it, I have a Sketchpad color photo. But this is sort of my sourced file for delivery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click outside of it, and I'm going to make a new folder right now. And this folder, I'm going to name packaged files for delivery. And within it, I'm going to make sure that I have what I want. So this is going to be my folder for delivery. So OSKeef, we'll do CMG 141. I'll make my section 001, Sketchpad, folder, and I'm going to call this one color, since it's going to be my colored version. And if we look down at the bottom here, this is going to show me everything that's going to be included. So I'm going to copy the fonts, copy the linked graphics. I'm going to update the graphic links to the package so that when I transfer it over, the recipient is not going to have any broken linkages involved. I'm not going to have you include IDML, but that is basically useful if you want to have a non-versioned InDesign file, so basically a backward compatible one. We won't need to include that. I'm not going to include the PDF right now because I specifically want you to go through and check the output for that. We'll do that separately. So we're going to say include. And then I'm going to package it. You may get some warnings. This is kind of why we take care to make sure that we're using legally licensed third-party content. We'll say OK. It's going to gather it up. And I'm going to go take a look at where my project was now. So here is my source file that I originally worked with. And here is my package file for delivery. So I'm going to go within it and take a look. I have color within that. And now I have a version of my project saved. I have all my links included. And I have my document fonts ready for delivery. In our case, you're going to submit it to me in our class, but we could, again, pass this on to a third party. All right, so with that packaged file set, let me close this out. What I'm going to do is now add a PDF. The PDF is what we're actually going to use to print, and PDF is going to do a bunch of things for us. So I'm going to go in and run Adobe PDF presets. What I'm going to say is let's start out with PDFX 4 2008. I'll kind of talk about some of the benefits of what that offers in class. If for some reason we run into a problem with that in printing, I may have you go down to high quality print or one of the PDFX flavors beyond 4. So we'll choose PDFX 4 2008. What I'm going to do is go into this project folder, and I'm not going to put this in my source project. I'm going to put this in my packaged file for delivery because I want to get this. So we'll save this out. I'm going to hit save. The PDF dialog is going to pop up, and I'm going to go through the settings that you need. Again, I'll kind of expand upon this in class, but or I may already have, depending when you're listening to this. But we'll go through. I'm choosing PDFX4 2008. You may get a 2010 standard. If you do, just take the most recent one. We're going to go to compression. We shouldn't need to adjust any of this in here for what we're doing. Marks and bleeds. I want to make sure that I include the crop marks because I'm going to use that for trimming the finished book. I need to have those in place, so they're essentially trim marks. And I want to make sure to include the document bleed settings. If I don't, it's not actually going to output that bleed area at the edge of my document. So I want to make sure that's included. I'm then going to go take a look down under output. And this is the one spot I will have you make another change. Check for output and check convert to destination. What we're going to do is we're going to apply a working CMYK US web coded swap standard to this document. And I'll explain more what that is in class, but basically this is going to convert all of our imagery to CMYK for us for the print output. So I will hit export. Jump back over, and here is my PDF. It has been opened up for me just to show you. The PDF is now contained in my color folder, my packaged folder, so it's along with all my other content ready to go. If I take a look, awesome. This is ready for output in full color. From here, I've got my trims included so that I can cut that bleed area off and have a nice clean edge. So that, my friends, is the packaging and PDF export process.